Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a closer look at some source material you shared with us. It's an excerpt specifically from a Russian report, and this document really zeroes in on Donald Trump, his interactions, with Vladimir Putin, and the whole hot topic of Russian energy tariffs. The original's in Russian, but we've dug into it to pull out the key things for you.
Exactly. And our mission here really is just to dissect the core claims and the implications within this specific source excerpt. We're focusing only on what this document is telling us, trying to unpack its perspective.
Okay, right. Let's dive in then. So, one of the main things the source claims is that Trump's stance towards Putin has actually shifted, become tougher.
Yeah, and what's interesting is how the source backs that up. It highlights a specific action. According to this report, Trump apparently posted a link.
A link to a Washington Post article.
Mhm.
And this is where the source gets very specific about the content of that WAPO article, or at least how it sees it. It emphasizes two main points reportedly in that piece. First, a pretty striking policy call.
Yeah,
It urges the U.S. Congress to impose a 500% tariff on Russian energy.
500%. It's quite a number.
It is 500%. And the second point the source pulls out.
Well, the source says the article states pretty directly that Putin is not interested in peace.
Okay, so if we look at the picture this Russian source is painting, it shows Trump highlighting this media piece,
Mhm.
a piece calling for, this really drastic 500% tariff and making that firm statement about Putin's intentions.
Exactly. The source seems to be presenting this action,
Well,
Trump linking to this specific article as the evidence for the supposed tougher stance.
mm,
What seems significant from the source's viewpoint is the act itself, amplifying this content.
the amplification.
Yeah, it suggests that this brings these specific ideas, like the 500% figure and the peace claim, into kind of wider circulation through him.
That 500% figure, just on its own, is pretty noteworthy to see highlighted like that.
It really is.
It's not a minor tweak, is it? It's a number designed to grab attention in any talk about trade or energy. What does the source choosing that figure tell us about the story it's trying to tell?
That's a great question
Yeah.
because, highlighting such an extreme number based on how the source presents it could serve different purposes for the source.
Maybe to really underscore this tougher stance idea, like, look how extreme the proposals are now.
Right.
Or perhaps it's meant to paint certain policy ideas as, way over the top, but
Hmm.
focusing on such a dramatic example. The source's choice, its emphasis on this specific detail from the WAPO article. That's interesting in itself when you're trying to understand the source's own angle.
Okay, and this is really, really important to stress for you listening. We are strictly reporting on what this specific Russian source material says the Washington Post article contains. Absolutely crucial.
We are not endorsing these viewpoints, not validating the claims about the article or anything else. We're just conveying the information from the document you provided so you understand what it says.
Precisely. And looking at a source like this, it's valuable for you because it gives a glimpse into how certain info is being framed, how it's amplified. In this case, inside a Russian report talking about someone like Trump, it kind of brings these specific ideas like that eye-popping 500% tariff and these geopolitical takes into focus. Ideas circulating in some media or political discussions as seen, through the particular lens of this source.
Right. So just to recap the key threads, strictly from the source we looked at today, it claims Trump's Putin stance is tougher. It points to him highlighting a WAPO article. And it says that article calls for a 500% tariff on Russian energy and claims Putin isn't interested in peace. That's what this source document presents. Our focus was purely unpacking those points.
Yeah. And it kind of leaves you thinking, doesn't it, when a source specifically picks out and amplifies a detail, like a 500% tariff proposal. What does that selection itself tell us? What might it suggest about the source's own goals, or maybe the broader communication strategies going on right now in this geopolitical climate? Something to keep in mind as you encounter these kinds of reports.